Good morning, everybody. I am here with another video. This is Miss G, and you guys all know who I am. I am your English and history teacher, and today we will review Chapter 5. The title of Chapter 5 is Freedom from Slavery. We completed the chapter through Zoom, but for whatever reason, if you were not able to get all the answers, if you want to review, click on the video, check it out, pause it when you need to pause it to answer the questions, and enjoy. Let's begin. Alrighty, so here we have Chapter 5, Freedom from Slavery. The title is Freedom from Slavery, guys. Okay, so let's begin to read. Todd and Reggie are on a scavenger hunt. They are learning about rights, laws, and the government. Audrey gives them another clue. It says that a president said slaves would be free, and the United States would not have slaves. Okay, guys? If you circle this here, this is a really important statement, okay? The United States would not have slaves, okay? President said, no more slaves. And what are we talking about? The President of the United States. Okay, so let's move on to the next page. Page 34. We have, it is the Emancipation Proclamation. The Emancipation Proclamation was important in the Civil War. When was it important? In the Civil War. Many people had slaves. A slave is a person owned by another person. It's totally wrong, okay? Slaves are not free and they do not have rights, okay? They're treated like property, like objects. Do we treat people like that? No. We treat people with love and care, okay? Some people thought it was not fair to keep slaves. I totally agree. Other people wanted to keep slaves. Abraham Lincoln said slaves should be free. And this guy here, okay, he is very important. His name is Abraham Lincoln. Okay, guys? Abraham Lincoln said slaves should be free. He was the one that wrote the Emancipation Proclamation. It said people could not have slaves. It said all people were free. The Emancipation Proclamation is important. Put it in your head. It's very important. It helped make all people free. After the Civil War, the government made a new law. The new law said no one could be a slave. That was the new law, okay? We freed the slaves, and all people were happy. Not all people had equal rights yet. Not all people could vote. Some people were not free to choose where to go. People wanted more. They wanted more equal rights. Okay, so let me summarize this real quick. Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States, he signed the Emancipation Proclamation, okay, that freed the slaves. Okay, it sounds like everything is fixed. However, there were still people that didn't have equal rights, okay, and some of these groups were women. Women did not have equal rights, and there were still some other places that still owned slaves. So slowly but surely, this is gonna get better, I promise. Next week, chapter 6, you'll see what happens. And let's go over some vocabulary, some of the words that we encounter during the reading. We have the word governments, okay? The government makes a new law, okay? Then we have the word Emancipation Proclamation. This was the document signed by Abraham Lincoln that freed the slaves. And we'll do one more word, and the word is slave. Slaves were free in the United States after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. Okay, so those are the little sentences that we just made up. And let's continue. So we're gonna answer this one. We'll go in order this time, okay? What is the title of this chapter? Okay, what is the title, guys? We all know that the title is Freedom from Slavery, right? So we're gonna write the title of this chapter is Freedom from Slavery. We're gonna put it in little quotes, put a period, and because it's a title of a story, you can put it in quotes. And let me put it there so you can get it. The title of this chapter is Freedom from Slavery, period. What do you think this chapter will be about, guys? So we cheated a little, we read it already. So we can make a more accurate, we can say guess, because we read it. So we already know what the story is about. So our guess is gonna be that the story will be about slavery and how slaves were free. Like I said, there's more than one answer. This is not the only answer, okay? You can say something different and it's still gonna be correct. What is this chapter about, guys? It's about slavery. Is it a fiction or a non-fiction story? It is non-fiction. Remember, fiction means fake. Did this happen in the real life? Yes, it did. It did happen. What is the chapter topic? The chapter topic is social studies. I teach you guys history. History is social studies, okay? So I'm gonna clear this up. We're gonna move on. Like I said, you can pause the video if I'm going too quick. And for these questions, we have compare this chapter book with another one, okay? So let's compare it to the one before, which was, remember, chapter 4, the Bill of Rights, I believe. So we can say both chapters are historical because they're both about history, right? And they are about equality and rights and laws. You guys agree that the previous chapter was also similar? It talked about equality and rights and laws, okay? So both chapters are historical, meaning they already passed. It's history, but it's real, okay? And they are about equality and rights and laws, okay? What kind of book would you choose? This is, again, it's an opinion. I like picture books. I like a lot of books with pictures and it makes me happy. But you can pick a chapter book like we just read, okay? You can pick a comic book or a book with facts, perhaps like a newspaper would be considered that. Okay, so let's move on to the next page that we have to complete, and that is this one. Okay, so I will go through it quickly because we already did this, okay? First question, what is this chapter about? This chapter is about the Emancipation Proclamation. The answer is A. Number 2, what did many people have? They had slaves. That is why we had this situation going on in the first place. Number 3, what did Abraham Lincoln say slaves should be? They should be free. Okay, these are the 3 answers. 1A, 2C, 3A. Okay, I'm going to clear it up and move on to question number 4 and 5. We have what said no one could be a slave. A new law said no one can be a slave. And number 5, what is important to know about this chapter? This is a tricky question, guys. People could choose where to go. Some people, okay, not all people. So we're not gonna click on that. All people have the right to vote. The key is all, and the answer is no. Some people, the answer is C, guys. Not all people had equal rights yet. Okay? So let's move on to the next question, and that is this one. Okay, what is this chapter about? It is about the Emancipation Proclamation, right? Okay, let's move on. And the next page is, what did many people have? They had slaves, right? They had slaves and they were treated unfairly. And that is why Abraham Lincoln signed the law to free the slaves. Okay, let's move on. What did Abraham Lincoln say slaves should be? They should be free. The answer is free. F-R-E-E. Free. Number 4, what said no one could be a slave? The law, the new law that the government signed, came up with, and was signed by Abraham Lincoln, okay, which was the president. He's part of the government. What is important to know about this chapter? This is a tricky question, guys. Pay attention. Not all people had equal rights. And it may seem that that's not the right answer, but it is, because there's still some groups of people that don't have equal rights. And like I said, we will go over that next chapter, chapter 6, which you will enjoy a lot, because we finally step up and all people have equal rights. Okay, but that's until next chapter. And let's do the last page for this chapter, the storyboard. And it looks like this. Okay, so yesterday we talked about the categories. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. And who were the characters, guys, in this story? The characters are the people in the story. In this case, it was Todd and Reggie, right? Let me make sure I spelled Reggie correctly. Yes, I did. Who told the story? So let me make sure. So the characters were Todd and Reggie. Make sure we write a sentence. That way we practice, okay? So Todd and Reggie were the characters, okay? Okay, then we have the storyteller. Who told you the story? Miss G. And who read it with me? Our friends, right? From the class. So my Miss G and friends from my class read the story. Okay, and the people that read the story is the people that tell us the story. Okay, Miss G and friends from my class read the story. I was able to read some of it, and our classmates read some of it too. Where did the story happen? Was this yesterday? Did this happen yesterday? No, it happened a long time ago, okay? So we're gonna say, this happened a long time ago in history, okay? So we're gonna have that there. What happened at the beginning? Okay, if you look in your chapter, okay, The beginning is the start. So usually the answer is around like in the first page, which looks like this, which is page 33. And then in the last sentence it says that a president said slaves would be free. The United States would not have slaves, okay? So something along those parts. So we can write the United States said they will not have slaves. And then in the middle, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Okay, that's what happened there. In the middle, that's in the middle. Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. What happened at the end? Okay, slaves were free, but still some people did not have equal rights yet. Correct? Do you guys agree on that? Right? Slaves were free, but still some people did not have equal rights yet. And what did we learn? Okay, and that's just your opinion. I'm gonna say what I learned from chapter 6, and you can start your sentence with I learned that slaves were free and treated fairly. And we are still working on equality for everyone. Okay, so that's what we learned. That's what I learned. And you can copy or you can do your own, as long as you write something and you try. I learned that slaves were free and treated fairly, and we are still working on equality for everyone. Okay, I will leave it open for a while, and then we're gonna close our session with a little shout out, and I'll let you know right now. I'll give you another 10 seconds. Okay, make sure you copy that down. I'm gonna clear it up and I'm gonna close it. And I'm gonna stop sharing, which brings me here. So I just wanna thank you for all the stuff you do for me. You've been so good through Zoom. The people that have been turning their homework, I am very proud of you. The people that just are so responsible and on time for the meetings, you guys are awesome. I will see you later on in 30 minutes through Zoom. Remember, we are celebrating our mothers, okay, our aunts, our grandmas, whoever you want to celebrate this Sunday, and we're gonna make some Mother's Day cards. So stay tuned. Shout out to all the mothers out there, to all the aunts, to all the grandmas. It is your day on Sunday. Have fun, take care, eat a lot of cake, okay? And I will see you next time. I love you all, and be safe. And this is Miss G, bringing another video to you. Bye.